Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make some orchestra beats for Gunna and Young Thug, similar to the style of Wheezy. It's gonna sound similar to some of the stuff off of Slime Language 2 or some of the other brass orchestral beats that Wheezy has done in the past. So I'm gonna be breaking down the whole beat from scratch, so both the melody and the drums I'll be showing y'all in this video, and I'll go kind of in depth a little bit on my mixing for my melodies. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's just hop right into it. So starting off with my first melody sound, I got this big section preset from X Band 2, and it is a brass preset. And I pretty much just started by constructing these 3 chords in the D sharp minor scale, and then copied them over for the full 8 measures. So just this 1 2-bar pattern looped 4 times. And the bass notes are dropped down a little bit in velocity. After that, I put in some rolls and accent notes here and there. So I have this roll right here, and it's just using one of the notes in the chord and just ascending the velocities, so it kind of sounds like it's swelling in and it's kind of choppy or staccato-y. Then I added this kind of like descending pattern. I didn't really do anything with the velocities, I just kind of left it the same. And then lastly, I just got a couple notes just to tie the 4-bar measures together. And before effects, it sounds like this. Then routed it to a mixer, unintentionally pan it a little bit to the left. And then first thing I did is put a low cut on it, just cut out some of those lows to leave some room for some of the bass sounds we add later. And then a vinyl, and just turned it to the 1980 just to give it a little more of a vintage vibe. And then put in a reverb, turned the wet up a little bit, and left pretty much everything else the same. Now moving on to the second melody, we have this legato tremolo preset from the string section in X Band. Went ahead and drew in this melody pattern, and in context with the brass pattern we already have, it sounds something like this. And for effects on that melody, we have a reverb with the wet turned up a little bit and the dry turned up, and a fruity phalanges, which I believe is on the default preset. For the last part of our melody, it is just this bass sound, and I only have it played at just one part in the song, but I thought it fit in really well with the rest of the melodies, so I went ahead and kept it anyways. It's the sad formant strings preset in X Band 2, and I went ahead and just octaved them down really low so it sounds kind of like a bass. And with the rest of my melody patterns, we got something that sounds like this. And so that's all I got for the melody patterns. Now I'm moving to the drums. First thing I did is I added this snare pattern, and this is kind of similar to the snare that Wheezy has in Quay Saw. It's kind of that lower pitch, a little more gritty sounding snare, and so I just put a basic 3rd beat snare pattern in. And then I didn't use that for majority of the song, I used a clap instead. The pattern's the same, it's just a different sound instead of the snare. So the melodies, it sounds like this. Next, I drew in this hi-hat pattern. It is a pretty basic 2-step. And most of the changes that I have made are the rolls, and the velocities are changed on the hi-hats. And this is really important to achieve that really signature Wheezy bounce. He adjusts the velocities on his hi-hats, so they're not so much complicated note-wise, but he adds a lot of swing and a lot of feel to those hi-hats by adjusting the velocities. So you can see, like right here at the beginning, I have them rolled into so they sound like they're leading into the hi-hat starting on the 2 and. And for the rolls, I have a 1/6 step roll right here, and a couple 1/3 step rolls. And other than that, they're pretty basic rolls with the normal lines. And this is what we got with the original snare. Next, I added a kind of short, punchy 808. It's similar to a Zay, but not quite. It's a little different, so sounds something like this. And I went ahead and put in this 808 pattern. Then I added an open at sound to kind of layer with the 808. And then I added a snare pattern. The rolls for these are a little more complicated than what I usually have. And so these ones right here are using the half step setting. These are using the 1/3 step, and then the rest are just using the normal line setting. And the last thing we did was added a kick. If you know, you know. Alright, so that's all I got for this video. I really appreciate y'all watching, sticking around to the end. So as always, I'll have that full beat right at the end of the video. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button. I got more on the way soon. Be sure to go follow my Instagram, link will be in the description. And yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all later.
Yo, Tez, what's up?